Podcast. My name is Evan.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Micah.
And we are joined by a guest this week, our very good friend Joel. Joel, go ahead and say hi.
What up? Happy to be here.
And Joel, tell us, who are you a fan of when it comes to American sports?
Oh, in American sports, I would say the Seattle teams. I would say Seattle Seahawks, Seattle Mariners at the top. And I'm just going to end the list there. That's Mariners and Seahawks.
And then...
No, that's why I ended the list.
No. The follow-up question is, what are your credentials? Like, why did we bring you on?
Oh, my credentials?
Yeah.
Well, I have a PhD in sports, so
yeah,
that's my credentials.
Wow. It's a pretty strong credential.
Hard to tell.
He's easily the most qualified person on this podcast.
Yeah. I didn't Google Austin Reeves a minute ago.
With that, we will get into our weekly segments, which is now being renamed Goat and Wawa of the Week, just because we think Wawa's kind of funny, and we will always say it, wah, wah. But we will kick it off with Jonathan's Goat of the Week. Jonathan, go ahead.
Yeah, my GOAT is shared, a three-way tie between the people pictured here, because all three of these rookie quarterbacks have earned starting jobs for their week one outing. No one had an overly impressive preseason, but they all showed flashes of exactly what their teams wanted to see and proved that it was worth to be able to, develop them in live regular season games this year. So I think that CJ Stroud looked pretty impressive when he wasn't immediately being hit by the defending line. I think that Bryce Young showcased a lot of talent with his legs, and Anthony Richardson was also there. So my goats of the week.
All right, Joel, over to you.
Speaking of standout rookies, man. Jake Bobo, he's making the team in Seattle. UCLA standout last year in college, wide receiver, and then ran like a 4.46 in the 40 time. So he went undrafted. He shouldn't have even gone to the combine. He does so badly in everything. But then Seahawks signed him because Pete Carroll likes to do that sort of thing. And I expected him to kind of show up and just be like a scrappy, like a tall white receiver and practice blocking and those sorts of things, which he has done, and he's played his ass off. But he also has really stood out as a receiver. He's caught touchdowns in 2 of the 3 preseason games and had 2 or 3 catches in each one. So he's looking like he's going to make the team with JSN's wrist surgery a couple of days ago. Jake Bobo may be our opening day wide receiver 3. So shout out Jake Bobo. Plus his name, Jake Bobo.
Gotta love Jake Bobo.
Gotta love him.
All right. My goat of the week is Austin Reeves. Just playing FIBA basketball right now for USA. And kind of started out as a meme because every time he would enter the floor, the stadium would just erupt in cheers. They love Austin Reeves in Asia for some reason. But even that in itself is probably good enough for me to put him as the GOAT of the week. But he's also kind of balling out. He was the leading scorer of today's game and took home the Player of the Game award against Greece. It's just, you gotta love Austin Reeves. He's playing like a maniac out there.
Attaboy, Austin. My go to the week is Jordan Love, mainly because with Aaron Rodgers departing, everybody, especially everybody who's a Packers fan, is very concerned about the future of the Packers. But honestly, Jordan Love has kind of proved himself this preseason so far. All of his teammates and his coaches have come out and said that he's a great leader. They really like him on the team. He's been balling out in preseason, and going into the season, I think Packers fans actually have high hopes and are encouraged by what they've seen. And that's about as much as I think Jordan Love could have hoped for and Packers fans could have hoped for. So, attaboy Jordan, and I hope that he continues this into the season because I really need one of my teams to be competitive. All right, now over to depression. Jonathan, who's your wah-wah of the week?
Wah-wah. It's the San Francisco 49ers front office and just the way they've managed this whole Trey Lance situation. It feels like a repeat of last week, because last week my dick of the week was Trey Lance, but this is the other side of that same coin with just the ways that San Francisco themselves have ruined this whole ordeal. Just from the very beginning, where they paid way too much draft capital for an unproven rookie with a lot of question marks, all the way to now today, where he has been traded to the Cowboys for a 4th-round pick, which is just blatant admission of massive mistakes. And I even think that this move itself is a mistake, in part because I do value sunk cost a little bit more than I should, but also because, I mean, I don't strongly believe in any of the quarterbacks that the Niners currently have, and to give up on a guy who has been plagued with injuries, who, even the people who said that Trey Lance would never work out, they can't gloat yet because Trey Lance hasn't had his full opportunity. And so it's just surprising to me that the 49ers would want to move on for so little in return. So I think that they are easily a wah-wah.
Oh, we're sticking with teams. Yeah, my want is the Texas Rangers. The Rangers, like, over the last couple of off seasons, have spent like $1 billion on players. Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, they just traded for Max Scherzer and took on most of his contract from the Mets. Like, they are going all in, and for a while it looked like it was working, and then the last 2 weeks they've lost 8.5 games in the division race to the Mariners, and the Astros have caught them. They had a huge lead, and at the trade deadline it looked like they were just going to coast into first place, winning the West. But now they are tied for second place because they've lost 8 in a row, and then they won Saturday and lost again yesterday. So they're on like a 1-9 skid in the midst of Seattle and Houston not being in skids like that, and they just look like a mess again. It's the same old Texas Rangers.
Thank you very much for not putting the Mets in the spot because you totally could have.
I skipped over it. That was for you.
My wah of the week is Noah Lyles, who very recently just complained about specifically the NBA, but other American sports, calling themselves world champions. For example, Denver Nuggets just being called the world champions. For basketball.
They're the world champions of the world. Say the full title, please.
Right. And a lot of basketball players started giving him crap for it, which, to be fair to him, semantically, 100% correct, obviously. But when there's sports like basketball and American football, where it is the most competitive leagues in the world, that if you take any one of those top teams and put them against any country, they're still probably going to win. So I just felt like it was a stupid thing to make a big deal out of, because who cares? There's no point.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Especially, like, you think about a good comparison that's been coming up right now is like FIFA. And I think where this differs is, like, with FIFA, every single player in the world wants to play for their team, wants to represent them on the biggest stage. And with the NBA and FIBA, the biggest stars in the leagues don't play in FIBA because they want to save themselves for the biggest stage in the world, which is the NBA. And so I feel like when that is, like, at its core the most competitive, then yeah, whatever team comes out as the champion, while it might be a little bit weird to call them world champions when only U.S. and Canada teams are represented, that's the best team in the world. So
Well, and players from around the world, like the best players around the world, play in the NBA, right?
Yeah,
Like it's not that it's only Canadian and American players, right? Like Jokic is not American. He's won 2 of the last 3 MVPs, right? Like the best players in the world all play in the NBA as their first and foremost. Like,
How long has it been since an American even won the MVP? So it's Jokic, Embiid, or not 3 Jokic's, 2 Jokic's, Embiid, Giannis
again.
yeah.
Harden, right?
That's
Harden's the
6
most
ago.
recent, I think, yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
All right, for my Wawa of the week, I've got the Jets offensive line. In the final preseason game, they had Aaron Rodgers started, and the starting offensive line guys started against a second-team defensive line, and the Jets O-line got torn to shreds. Aaron Rodgers was running for his life, and honestly, when you look at the Jets roster, the offensive line is the Jets' like the only thing standing in the Jets' way for this season. Offensive weapon-wise, stacked. Defense, top 5. But the O-line, if they can't protect a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, because God, he sure needs it, the Jets are going to be struggling because Rodgers just doesn't do fantastic anymore when he has to improvise and throw on the run. So Jets O-line better figure it the hell out. Otherwise, I think New York might be tearing into him a bit, and that is not a good place to have the media on your backs. So... But to stick with the NFL, we'll now move into our playoff pictures. We're going to go through NFC, AFC, talk through what teams we have winning the divisions, give you our full rankings, and then we'll move into some Super Bowl picks. And we're going to start with Joel's NFC playoff picture. Joel, kick us off.
Hell yeah. So the NFC is a weird conference this year because there's such a massive gap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the rest of the conference that this, you can see it. You can see it right there. Like Eagles, Seahawks, Lions, Saints are the 4 division winners. It doesn't really matter who's winning the divisions and who's the wild cards outside of the Eagles. Like it feels like the Eagles, barring injuries, and they're even a deep team. Like they are just such a big gap between them and everyone else that, yeah, they're gonna run away with the conference. The big notable, I think, is a lot of people pick the 49ers to be right up there with the Eagles. I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on Brock Purdy. 6 games against mediocre defenses with the best weapons in the world doesn't move me. I don't think he's that good. And then you've got your best weapons, Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle. Like a big piece of their career stories has been injuries. All 3 of them have missed tons of time. And if any one of them goes down, there just is not the depth beyond that. There's Ayuk and there's, other players on the roster, but nobody close to that trio. And when that trio is getting up there, like they're not in their early 20s anymore, none of them are, and they've missed a lot of time, I think the 49ers 10-7 in some ways feels even generous, but yeah.
All right, and now going to my NFC picture, I've got, again, Philadelphia Eagles being at the top of the conference. My division winners, besides the Eagles, are the Lions, the Seahawks, and the Buccaneers. I think the Lions are going to be better than the Vikings. I have pretty good faith in them. Again, like Joel was saying, I don't have a ton of faith in the 49ers. I don't think they're going to be as good as a lot of people think. I think they will be a wild card seed. Obviously, Baker Mayfield.
What more do you need to say?
He's going to destroy that division.
What was it, 6-11?
6-11 is going to destroy the division because it's time to bake, baby. And then we got the Cowboys coming in behind the Eagles and the Chicago Bears as my last wild card team.
Well, the Bears are fun.
The Bears are a fun one,
yeah.
but I've got an even more fun one sitting there at number 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, so my NFC playoff picture, obviously I also include the Eagles at the top. I think that there's no team in this conference that's even close to them. You'll see pretty soon, I think the AFC is really competitive, and this is not a very competitive conference. I was frankly surprised, but then when I went back to the games, not entirely surprised that the Saints wound up as the second best team in the conference. They just cupcake schedule for them, combined with having enough players who have sort of been there before, that they're going to win more games than they reasonably should, and it might be enough to push them that high. And then the Seahawks I also have doing really well. I also do not believe in the 49ers and their depth. In fact, I don't even have them making the playoffs here, sitting at the 8th seed just off screen. But like Joel mentioned, I'm not a huge fan of their quarterback situation. Think that their depth is a little lacking, and think that they actually have one of the hardest schedules in the entire NFC. So it'll be a lot to overcome for them. But then, yeah, to round it out, Cowboys at the top wild card spot and the second best record in the conference, actually. And then a couple of surprises here with the Commanders and Bears. I think that Sam Howell will do well under this regime to be able to lead his team to more wins than most people probably expect. Not an overall impressive season, but enough to make wild card. And then Bears just winning out the tiebreaker and against two other teams to barely slide into the playoffs. But it'll be
To barely slide into the playoffs.
it was completely intentional.
Man, can I just say, having a sub 500 wildcard team blows me away.
Right?
I like the fact that, because I'm assuming that the way that you get to this is pretty much the NFC loses almost all their matchups against the AFC. Is like kind of how that works out.
For the most part. I didn't sit down and do the math, but
Yeah. That like
they lose more than they win.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because just having 6 teams in a full conference that are above 500
Yeah.
is
I mean,
wild.
the other way we get there is a couple of teams with like disproportionately high win totals.
Yep.
But then not very many teams at all with disproportionately low win numbers. So like my worst team in the division or in the conference is the Falcons, I think, with 4 wins. But then my next worst has 6 wins, and then there's a few with 8, a few with 7. So it's just, I think it's spread thin.
Yeah.
And like if you looked at my full board, any of these wildcard teams is likely to just change based on the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
But this is the way it worked out when I picked game by game.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to see a sub 500 wildcard team. I think that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Mine is pretty simple. I'm the only one that believes in the 49ers, apparently. And I'm not, at least for the regular season, I'm not sure it's as much belief about the 49ers as it is disbelief in the Rams and the Cardinals, because I think the Cardinals are going to go
Yeah.
1-16.
Caleb Williams, baby.
Yeah, they're in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, and honestly, they're probably the front runners by a mile for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. See the Vikings once again winning the NFC North. Saints, just like everybody, it's not because the Saints are good, it's because the NFC South is so atrocious that the Saints will be able to win the division. Sorry, Micah. It is not time to bake, unfortunately.
It is always time to
It
bake.
is time to hop. It is time to hop in the car.
And hotbox.
Cowboys coming in there just like everybody else at 5th. They're going up against the Eagles. Tough for the Cowboys, but I also have their record lower than most people because I don't believe in Dak Prescott. He will inevitably get hurt and probably miss 4 or 5 weeks, which will be rough on the Cowboys.
Yeah, but they just traded for a high-profile backup. They're set.
Cooper Rush, baby. Lions coming in. I think the Lions are going to be very good. I love the direction that Dan Campbell's taking him. My favorite coach in the NFL, honestly. The dude is just a legend.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Seattle Seahawks sneaking in there at the 7 seed because, again, they're in NFC West where they get to play the Rams and the Cardinals. And I think the Seahawks are pretty solid, too.
Yeah.
But losing Jackson Smith and Jigba does hurt a little bit. But I think they'll be okay.
He should be back by week 2. Like, that's projection.
Okay, losing every single running back on their roster hurts the Seahawks.
That's why they keep drafting them.
Wow. All right. With that, though, over to the AFC. Joel, take us away.
Oh, yeah. So this is a wildly different conference than the NFC. And pretty much every division winner, I think, is a very, very good team. Bills at the top, Chiefs, I think they are the 2 best teams in the NFL. With the Eagles, those 3 are the best teams in the NFL. Bengals, big believer in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and I mean, who's not? Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm excited about. I like Trevor Lawrence a lot. I like they extended Evan Ingram, which I think is fun. They've got Calvin Ridley coming back this year, which I think was a good acquisition for them. I think he could be a surprise, a big difference maker for him as a receiver, and just gives him more options that Lawrence now has. ETN at running back and Tank Bigsby, the rookie, and then on the outside they've got Ridley and Christian Kirk, and then they've got Evan Ingram. I think Trevor Lawrence is set up to have a very good season. Plus, his rookie season kind of didn't count because of the whole Urban Meyer thing. So this is his sophomore jump. This is his second season as with a real coach. And then wild cards: Jets, Ravens, Dolphins. Right at 8 and 9, I had the Chargers and the Browns also at 10 and 7, but tiebreakers put the Dolphins in there, which is kind of fun. I think the Dolphins, I don't think they're gonna win because they're going into Kansas City in this setup. But I think they could go for a run. They're a fun team, and I think any team that could put up 45 points at the drop of a hat has a chance to win every single Sunday. So. Yeah, Jets are going to be fun. Evan talked about the Jets a little bit with their O-line. I mean, they've got a stacked team. If you don't... as far as fantasy football goes, they look like a stacked team. Unfortunately, there will be people rushing the passers, so there are some question marks there.
But unfortunately, they're in the same division as Von Miller.
Yes. That could
and
be...
Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, could be some challenges there. But also on the defensive side, Sauce Gardner is... already one of the best corners in the game.
Yeah.
Barely been doing it, and one of the best. Ravens, I think, are fun. They have finally started to give Lamar some weapons. I'm really excited about Zay Flowers. I think he's, by the end of the season, is going to be their number one receiver. And then they've got Odell Beckham and Rashad Bateman also, and I think they'll be good. If they can keep a running back healthy, they'll be good.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, my AFC. This is the conference that I really let my bias shine through because my three favorite teams are the Dolphins, Ravens, and Chargers. But even with all that bias, still trying to be realistic. Didn't put the Dolphins at number one. Tried to hold some restraint, so they're coming in at 2. But I've got the Chiefs being the best in the AFC and getting the bye. And then I've got Dolphins coming number 2, winning their division, along with the Ravens and the Jaguars. And then, obviously, the Bills are going to be in the playoffs. Most people would say that they'll probably be better than the Dolphins. No chance. And then I got
Are the Bills winning one in Foxborough? I don't think so.
Nah.
When was the last time they won a game in Foxborough?
The Bills or...
Last year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
But before that, it's been a long time.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking about the game when Belichick won in Foxborough, going 2 of 3 through the air, and they just ran the ball 45 times and won.
I know the Dolphins take one almost every year in Foxborough.
They do.
Yeah.
They're winning a Super Bowl the moment that New England hosts.
Oh, yeah. It cannot come soon enough. And then I got the Bengals closing out my last wild card team.
Yeah, for my AFC picture here, I had a 3-way tie for the best record in the division between the Chiefs, the Jets, and the Ravens. By division, I mean conference. And yeah, I just think that these 3 teams are pretty well complete. The one that is sort of an outlier here, I do think, is the Ravens, but I like their schedule. It's a little bit on the easier side for a lot of these AFC teams, as well as just the youth that they've been accumulating, and I believe a lot in their continued growth as an organization. The Jets, like Joel started to mention, maybe the best defense in the entire league.
Yeah.
Like top 2 corner, a top 3 safety, talented pieces all around. And really the major concern there is now their O-line. So we'll see if they'll be able to hold it together and protect Aaron Rodgers. And then obviously the Chiefs, like perennial, every year they're going to be right there at the top, which sucks for me as a Broncos fan trying to have to overcome that. But it's hopefully one day it'll be a fun challenge. For now it just sucks. Someday it'll be fun.
It's not this season.
Maybe not. Jacksonville Jaguars, similar situation, sort of a young team upcoming, similar to the Ravens, where it's a young team that's been drafting well, that's been acquiring a lot of good pieces. So I think that they show their first major leap forward this year and claim the final division's winner spot. And then the wild card teams, the Bills, Bengals, Broncos. Wild card will be a bloody fist fight this year. Like, I have 3 more teams that are right behind these 3 who are all itching to get in. Like, if the Dolphins make that trade for Jonathan Taylor, they're jumping ahead.
Even if they don't.
Even if they don't. I mean, we're talking like fourth tiebreaker in like the NFL tiebreakers to determine who's getting into the playoffs this year. It's going to be real tough, but really fun, and I'm hopeful that my Broncos will squeeze in this year.
Sean Payton believer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for all of us, this is just a crapshoot. None of us really know what's going to happen, other than the Chiefs making the playoffs.
Bet the mortgage.
Yeah.
I as well have the Chiefs at the top of the AFC because they're the Chiefs, and as long as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are together, they're going to be the favorites in the AFC. Have the Jaguars in second place. The Jaguars get to whoop up on 2 rookie quarterbacks, and Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud. The Titans also suck. So
Will Levis. They could whip up on 3.
no. Brian. Buffalo Bills coming in third, same record as the Jaguars. Jaguars just win tiebreaker, and then Bengals at 10-7, the lowest team of division winners, simply because Joe Burrow currently looks like he's going to miss at least the first 2 to 3 weeks of the season, if not more time. So I think the Bengals will struggle a little bit, but I think they'll bounce back, win the division. Wildcard teams, Jets, Chargers, Ravens and Bengals wind up having the same record, but Bengals win tiebreaker. Chargers, getting Kellen Moore from the Cowboys is huge for the Chargers, a team who offensively has struggled. They can finally just turn it over to Kellen Moore. I think Justin Herbert is really going to love having him as his OC, going to be able to get out there and just whip the ball around and do what Justin Herbert does best. Defensively, the Chargers might still have some issues, and hopefully Mike Williams can actually stay healthy for a season. Not banking on it, but maybe. And in the Jets, even though I have concerns about their O-line, I think the Jets will be fine. I also think it'll take the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season for the O-line to gel and get to where they need to be. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets struggle early and then just take over for the rest of the season in the AFC. That's what I see happening there in New York. So I think the Jets will be just fine. But now with our...
I want to talk about the Jets a second more. I'm kind of disappointed they traded for Aaron Rodgers because they were going to be such a fun, trendy pick for like playoffs without...
Yeah.
Like, the defense is so good. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall coming back from that injury. Like,
Zach
they'll be getting the
Wilson
second
banging
half.
moms.
Yeah. Like, I think they would have been such a fun, like, trendy wild card, like... I mean, they probably wouldn't have beat the Bills for the division, especially not with Rodgers. But, like, they would have been such a fun wild card pick.
Yeah.
And then they just added Aaron Rodgers, and suddenly everyone's like, oh, they might be a Super Bowl contender. And I'm like...
And now the AFC is harder
maybe.
again.
Yeah, right? Like, maybe, but I don't know. So
I might just not watch NFC games until playoffs.
All right, but we got our conference predictions. We'll now go to Super Bowl predictions. Joel, who you got?
I got... who did I pick to win it? I have the Bills and the Eagles, and I think I picked the Bills to win it. Yeah, I picked the Bills to win it. Yeah, I think it'd be an awesome game. I think they're two of the best teams in football. They got 2 exciting quarterbacks who really can move. They got some really great weapons, A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs. They've got good defense. They just both are very complete teams. It's going to be... the Eagles, I think, have a fairly straightforward path to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to have to really mess something up to miss it. I have them beating Seattle in the conference championship. Seattle's a good team. I'm really excited about the Seahawks. I think they've been making all the right moves the last couple of years. They are not on the level of the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think the Eagles are going to have a pretty clear path there. And then in the AFC, I mean, the Bills... I really think have one of the deepest rosters. They've got some of the top talent with Allen and Diggs and
that other guy.
That other guy. I think they're gonna be. I think this would be a fantastic Super Bowl. Also, I hope it's this.
Similar to Joel, I have a team from the AFC East beating the Eagles. Except I got my Miami Dolphins doing it. Similar to Joel, I also have Eagles beating the Seahawks in the NFC Championship.
Wow.
But, I mean, I think the Dolphins are for real. I know I'm not that smart about this, and I know I'm incredibly biased. but they're a damn good team. They had a great season last year. When Tua plays, they are so good. Even without him, they nearly won that wild card game against the Bills. Especially, I mean, we're one of two teams talking for Taylor, which would be really, really nice. But I think, I mean, obviously health is the biggest thing for every team out here. But we stay healthy. Tua plays like he was doing before the concussions. I genuinely think we have a great chance this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I also went with the Eagles versus the Bills, but with a different outcome. I have the Eagles actually taking it home this year, and
Yeah, but without Jalen Hurts.
yeah, I have the Eagles taking it home this year without Jalen Hurts. We'll fix the graphics soon.
Fix it in post.
There we go. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Weird.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I might just start over what I was saying. I also, like Joel, have the Eagles and the Bills in the Super Bowl, but I have a different outcome with the Eagles coming out on top. Both really strong rosters, and one of them just a much easier path to this point in the playoffs, being the Eagles. But I don't think that, like, not necessarily being fully warmed up against difficult opponents will slow them down any with just the completeness of this Eagles roster being able to win out against a really talented Bills team. Ironically, I also have the Seahawks losing in the conference finals. Woo. I don't think they're necessarily good enough to do that, but the way it worked out in my bracket, they go through the Commanders and the Saints. And I'm like, that's a bit of a cupcake path. So
That is.
and then on the other end, Bills beating the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, which might be the most entertaining game of the season if we get to see it. So
Yeah.
hoping it happens.
Yeah. Man, I have Bills over Chiefs, too. We got the same conference championships, too.
Well,
Yeah.
I like to be different, so I have the 49ers making it in the NFC. Reason being, okay. I do actually have some faith in Brock Purdy. I think he showed a lot of confidence and swagger at the end of last season. He came in and took that Shanahan offense by the reins and did what he needed to do to help the 49ers win. And that's the beautiful thing with the 49ers and Shanahan is that you can get by with a mediocre quarterback. Jonathan hates mediocre quarterbacks. Shanahan is kind of the exception of this. Like, his system works with someone who is decent. You
That
don't have
seems
to
like
be,
his goal.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's whatever. That way Shanahan can go, I'm the MVP. But then outside of Purdy, obviously, the 49ers, like, yes, depth might be an issue, but they're stacked up front. Fantastic defense, great weapons. If they're able to stay healthy, I think they're great. Reason I have them being able to knock out the Eagles is simply it is very, very difficult to make it to back-to-back Super Bowls. Something goes wrong. There's a mental aspect there. I mean, the Chiefs, which I'm predicting is the AFC team, this would be the first time the Chiefs are making it in back-to-back, right? I think. Or
They
did
won in
win
2020, and then didn't they lose the next year? Or they beat the 49ers and then lost to Brady, 2019.
That's right,
2020.
okay.
Yeah.
But still, like, you go outside of that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too, is that I think Patrick Mahomes and Brady have ruined us a little bit on this. Is like, outside of those two guys, it doesn't happen very often throughout football history. So I could see the Eagles faltering. I think the 49ers could be there. And then the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, it's a pretty obvious and easy pick to make. Even with Patrick Mahomes losing weapons, he's still got Travis Kelce. Andy Reid is still running the offense and is a genius. The defense looks great. So I think the Chiefs will just be fine. I mean, Patrick Mahomes literally just won a Super Bowl with one ankle gone. So I think the Chiefs will be able to do it. And then I would have the Chiefs winning it back-to-back Super Bowls. I just can't bring my Packers heart to pick the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. I want them to get demolished and have their hopes and dreams crushed in the Super Bowl. So that's what I'm picking.
I like it.
Or you could have them just miss playoffs like me.
No, I want 49ers fans to get their hopes up.
Oh, they're up.
Yeah.
And it would, like, you're a Mets fan. You know how this feels.
Yeah. That's gosh.
Ouch.
All right, I'm going to pass it over to Micah to do trivia, and I'm going to go hang myself.
We're gonna do some NFL trivia. How this is gonna work is I'm gonna show you a NFL player, and you're gonna tell me the pick that they got drafted at. We're in honor of Bob Barker, rest in peace. If you go higher than what they were drafted, you go over 0 points. Don't get it.
Higher being like if they're 5th overall, guessing 6th overall. That's
Yes.
higher.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Higher number.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And you may be about to answer this. Are these all like first round picks too, or do we have to designate the round as well?
Well, can't you just divide the pick by 32 and that gets the
No.
round?
There are compensatory picks at the end of some rounds, starting
And
around
sometimes
3.
rounds
But
are taken away.
No, just the
Or
pick.
picks are taken away.
Just the pick.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoever gets closest gets 3 points. Second is first, or gets 1 point. If you're last or you go over, you get 0 points. If you nail it, let's throw in the round, and if you get the round correct as well as the pick. If you get perfect, you'll get 5 points.
Ooh, okay.
All right. And I'm gonna have you all like write your answer on your phone so that you can't do the whole $1 trick.
And
Oh.
Mike, are you going to keep scoring the UV too?
I'm keeping score.
Okay, cool.
And to start it off, I just turned off my computer. All right.
May never know.
All right.
To start it off, we've got Lamar Jackson.
Ooh. Oh, this is good. Man, so you can't say higher. As in the number can't be higher.
The number cannot be
Okay.
higher.
Exact.
And no colluding or cheating, Evan.
Yeah.
Answer is first round, 37 pick.
31st pick was my guess.
I have 31.
Man, I had 24.
All
I
right.
was worried there wasn't a
Man.
32nd pick.
That was my pick too. I thought that someone had their forfeited, like the Dolphins, a year ago. But
All right. So Evan and Jonathan tied for first.
give me some.
Joel gets nothing.
Jonathan and I both had the exact same look of just like, shit. Like we don't want to overshoot it.
All right. Next guess is Tyler Lockett.
Fuck.
Yeah. Once a Seahawk, always a Seahawk. That's not what that means, but he was drafted by the Seahawks.
Like there are two options in my mind, and they're very different.
Ooh.
I do the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, do the first one.
Is everyone ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
All right. Round 2, pick 69.
Nice.
Oh.
I went round 1, pick 12. Hopefully, other people overshot.
12,
I said pick 70.
70.
Yes!
Pick 37, baby. Let's go.
Man.
3 points, Jonathan. 1. Joel
Knew he was
went
the second
over.
round.
All right. Next
Man, you said
player.
he was 12th overall.
Next player is Shannon Sharp.
Oh.
Ooh, I should know this one.
He was drafted by the Broncos.
He was.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel like I should have thrown a Packers in there.
Probably wouldn't have got
Shannon
it.
Sharp is long enough ago, too.
Yeah.
I know that he was drafted by the Broncos.
That gets you no points.
Yeah, I got mine too.
And as always, Jonathan takes forever.
I know, I just need to do math.
What do you need to do math for?
Well, probably because it's not in the first round, is what he's saying.
All right,
That'd
I'm
be the
ready.
only math I
All
can
right.
think of.
The answer is Round 7.
Oh.
Pick 192.
I went with pick 135.
135.
26.
Yeah, I said 6.
Joel still with 0 points. Let's go.
Joel is yet to
The
be
agenda continues.
Next player. Jimmy G.
Oh, God.
Oh, just look at that face.
Man, I'm gonna be one pick after again.
So I'm gonna go with.
Man, maybe that means I should just move it up a pick.
Good advice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, we got round 2.
I shouldn't have moved it up
62.
one. 44.
44.
34.
I had 68.
Oh.
Let's go!
What'd
Hey,
you say?
I'm on the
44.
board.
44 and
34.
all right. Jonathan gets another 3. Joel is on the board. Woo! Evan gets nothing.
That's fine.
Next player. Kirk Cousins.
Oh.
Not I'm good, but I'm
Yeah.
probably got it wrong, to be honest.
I guess.
Yeah, I got it.
Round 4.
Really?
Pick
Wow.
102.
Way later than I thought
Pass.
it was. I'm feeling...
I said round 4, pick 100.
Ooh, I don't know.
Wow.
I picked 37, so...
2.
All right.
He was the same year as RG3.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
They did take a quarterback at 2
Yeah.
that year. It just was not him.
All right, next up. Michael Vick.
Oh.
God.
All right, I'm ready.
Man, I'm ready too.
All right. Pick 6.
Ooh, pick 6, baby.
But did you say round 1?
I went pick 1. I knew it was early.
I said pick 1 also.
Hey guys, Jonathan here from the editing studio, and it looks like Micah accidentally got this one wrong. We'll correct it on the slides and correct the score, but it may or may not have an impact later. Stay tuned.
All right, so Evan gets 5 for nailing it. You guys both get 1.
Okay.
Played it too safe.
I know.
All right.
Cat words.
Greg's Werelion.
Woo!
I love it so much.
Man. Oh, shoot.
If you're wondering, he was drafted.
Okay.
I also looked up Justin Tucker, and he did not.
Yeah. Man, when I get the spot on.
Man, I don't know. I don't know.
This is the easiest one, Joel.
You're right. I should have this tattooed on me. Not even his name, just his pick and just a random number. Hold on.
All right, I'm
Okay,
ready.
I got it.
All right.
Damn it.
6171.
I was high. 223.
I said 5-130.
I said 161.
Ooh, nice.
All right, Evan.
Nice.
You get 3. Joel gets 1. Jonathan went over. Next up, Antonio
Oh.
Brown.
The shirtless.
Man, that's the one you picked for him. I love it. I
Makes me
love
so
it.
happy.
Man, I'm nervous I'm going over, but I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
195.
I did not go over.
I said round 6, pick 180.
180.
I said, man, fuck that guy, 23.
10.
All right.
No, because he a
Oh,
couple of
yeah,
years ago
3.
was claiming he's the best ever 6th round pick.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I was like,
Damn it.
man, maybe as a receiver, but a pretty significant quarterback famously went in round 6. Like,
Yeah.
All right, next up,
ooh.
Justin Jefferson.
JJ's. God dang it. How bold do I want to be? That's the
Right?
question.
Be bold. Be bold. Be
I'm
bold.
gonna see if I can nail it.
Yeah,
Me too.
try and nail it.
Yeah. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Number 22.
Fuck! Oh, 23!
Oh.
I said 21.
I said 12.
All right.
I forgot, that's right, because the Packers passed on him to take
Yeah.
Jordan
Yep.
Love.
Did Jordan Love go 20? Oh, maybe Jordan Love's gonna show up.
Jordan Love does not come up.
He said he
Okay.
didn't put a Packer on here.
Oh, you're right. He did.
All right.
Kind of dark.
Jamal Williams.
Oh man.
I think that's right. Well,
Oh, see,
Within
this,
the confines
this
of
counts
the
as a Packer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was drafted by the Packers. Yeah, this counts.
You're welcome.
God, the freaking Naruto photo.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we got number 134.
Way later than I thought. I put
69.
I
Nice.
put 68.
Oh, I said 170.
Oh.
Jonathan and Evan. Joel got nothing.
Man.
Next up.
Just without going over things, screwing me.
Yeah. Blame Bob Barker.
I can't. He's-
Cooper Cup.
Unlike everybody else, I feel like he was deceptively high.
Oh. Maybe.
High for a white guy, you know?
All the girlies saying pretty high for a white guy.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
No. I'm ready.
Yes!
69.
Oh, I said pick 66.
I went
I didn't
69
go over
again.
it. Yeah.
I said 47, so
Let's go.
I'm living.
What did you say, Joel?
66.
I'm living rent free in the second round right now.
I've had a
was
feeling
right,
Micah
though.
would pick someone at that spot.
Yeah.
And
He's the
Cooper
second
Cup thought close enough.
Yeah, somebody wasn't Jimmy G?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Jimmy G.
Oh.
I forget who it was.
Somebody was.
Yeah, someone else was 69. Travis Kelsey.
Oh, Tyler Lockett was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have literally no concept of where he went in the draft.
I went right after the Seahawks picked. Yeah.
Okay.
As a Blazers fan, I don't want to hear it.
Everyone good?
Yep.
Yeah.
63.
Wow.
104.
I said 40.
37.
All right, Joel wins that one.
Pretty sure that's the third time I've guessed 37.
All right, got 3 left.
All right.
Fitzmagic, baby.
First overall.
If we redrafted, yes.
All right, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof. Fitty.
I said pick 180, round 6.
I said pick 5.
Wait, really? So 223.
What did you say?
180.
All right.
I also put 180 in round
wins
6,
that
which
one.
it definitely is not.
He played at Harvard. I knew he had to be so late.
Yeah. I know. I knew that too. I just didn't commit as much as
Would
he.
that be Mr. Irrelevant then?
250.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
They're really barely more than that this year, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez.
Oh.
Oh, I should know this.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Number
Oh, wow.
113.
I said pick 100, round 4.
I'm at 30.
Said 62.
All right, Joel wins it.
Nice.
I knew he slid. I just didn't know he slid
Yeah.
that far.
They picked Gronk 2 rounds before. him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And the final one.
Oh,
Beautiful. I love that photo.
I did too. Man,
This one's tough.
I was hoping the last one was gonna be like Brady or something easy.
In hindsight, I could have done more like first round picks, but
no, it's fun.
I have no concept of how much people know of draft picks. Like,
Not
there's so
this
many
much.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
You good? 145.
Oh, I said pick 150.
Oof.
65.
78.
Man.
Evan takes it, Joel goes over.
Man.
Now let me do some maths.
This whole going over thing really. I should have just.
I was
thought about
one
that
away
better.
from Justin Jefferson
Yeah. Yeah.
and one away from Lamar Jackson. I just chickened out.
Yeah. I mean, I was one away from Lockett, just the wrong direction. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Live to fight another day.
Yeah.
All right. We have 2 people tying
Ooh.
with 20 points apiece.
I have a hunch I know who they are.
It's Jonathan and Joel,
Oh?
which
Wow.
with a clear winner of 27,
Yeah.
Mr.
Jonathan Roberts and Joel Sigrist.
Solid rebound after Jonathan fucked me out of last week's trade.
You fucked yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Micah, for running that trivia. And now someone else is on the board for trivia wins besides Micah, so you got a competitor. We'll now shift over to our betting segment for 100 units. And first up, we have Micah's 100 units bet.
All right. I got Coco Gauff winning the women's U.S. Open that just started today. I hope she won her match today. She should have. But yeah, she's my favorite women's player right now. So she had the 3rd best odds to win it. So I'm really excited. I think this is her. It's gonna be her first U.S. or first major title.
Oh, it's still going on.
All right. Over to Joel.
Yeah, yeah. The Colts suck. I put the Colts at I put the Colts under 6.5 wins. They're talking about trading Jonathan Taylor. They're trying to isolate all their best players. Anthony Richardson is the sort of quarterback that I think is exciting. I think is fun. I think is someone that you should not trade away all your playmakers and then start him week 1. I think that's not a good setup for him to start off his NFL career. So Colts under 6.5. I put him at 4 in my projection.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for my 100 units bet, it's a pretty big bet, but I wanted to find a way to do a parlay of win totals. And there are very few ways that you're allowed to do that. So the least restrictive way, let me pick 4 teams to all win 10 games. And I went with the Broncos, Seahawks, Vikings, and Jets. All 4 of these are like plus or near plus odds on their own. But I think all of them have a better than not chance of doing it. So if I get a little bit lucky, it'll pay out big.
I love it.
Gonna keep with my streak of betting on soccer stuff because I'm really starting to like soccer. In the English Premier League, I'm picking Luton Town, Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest to lose this next weekend because they all freaking suck at soccer. So that's only plus 281 because they all suck, and I'm putting a quarter of a unit on that.
Yeah. All right. So for my 10,001, I did sort of a build your own parlay to send the Falcons under 1.5 wins. The alt line only went down to 4.5, but if you pick exact games, exact win totals for 0 and 1, splitting your bet so that the payouts are even, you get effective odds of plus 10,000. And in my mind, they have a really good chance to be the worst team in the league. And if they just lose a couple of early games that they probably shouldn't lose, then they'll immediately start to think about restructuring, shipping out pieces as they're hitting a harder portion of their schedule. And at the least, I'll get a decent cash out, if not just be motivated to carry it all the way through. So,
I like it. I said Jets and Seahawks play. I said Jets and Seahawks playing in the Super Bowl. This was plus 11,000. I also put a unit on the Bills beating the Seahawks, which was also plus 11,000. I also put a unit on the Bengals beating the Seahawks at plus
You get one
12,000. I did several. They were all kind of in a row as I was in the
This is
in
the
the
one he's
NFL
most confident
finalists. But I like this one. Jets and Seahawks playing in the Super Bowl plus 11,000. Seahawks. All we need is Jalen Hurts to get injured, and then this is our conference.
All you need is Jalen to Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. That's right.
All right. I picked all the division winners for the NFL this season, and I got Dolphins, Ravens, Jaguars, Eagles, Lions, Buccaneers, and the Seahawks. So I put a tenth of a unit on that, and with 1,075,809 odds.
I love it. It's gonna be life changing when it happens.
Oh yeah.
There we go. All right, for my 10,001 bet, I'm picking Zay Flowers to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jalen Hurts to win MVP, and Justin Jefferson to win Offensive Player of the Year. That's plus 331,400, putting in quarter of a unit. I feel pretty darn good about all those picks. A little nerve-wracking with Jalen Hurts because Patrick Mahomes does, in fact, exist, but it's all right.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Your bet just needs a Mahomes injury the way mine needs a Hurts injury.
I'm not even sure a Mahomes injury would work. He freaking won a Super Bowl hurt.
That's true. That's
Crazy
true.
motherfucker. All right, before we hop out, though, I do believe that Joel has a quick plug for us here. So,
I do.
go ahead,
Okay.
Joel.
So have you ever? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be hanging out with you guys. And I was gonna pitch a multi-level marketing scheme, and you all are gonna get really rich on it. But I actually am gonna run it myself and get rich myself. So.
Ooh, good move.
Yeah.
That's smart, yeah.
Yeah.
So many people are suckers and give away their multi-level marketing schemes.
Yeah.
Whereas if you keep it to yourself, that's where the real money is.
That is, I think why split my profits with all these, this pyramid below me when I can
Right.
just I can be the full pyramid. So that's my plan.
Joel is the king of capitalism.
When you see me on the cover of Forbes one day, this is where it all started, baby.
Attaboy, Joel. All right, well, that will do it for this episode. We, of course, have to close things out with a very hot sports take, and we have a guest here. So, Joel, take us out.
Hell yeah. Hot sports take, Mariners are winning the World Series.
That's not a hot enough one. Give us another one.
Not a hot enough one?
We've also heard that one, I think, on the pod.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was my 100.
Okay.
bet.
Oh, George Kirby's winning the Cy Young. Is that hot? That's hot. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, y'all. Good night.
Also, yeah.